Buenos dias. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Championship Series for StarCraft 2 Americas. As we move into Group Numero Dos, I am Nathanius, joined by the Grub of Zombies, and it is time. You enjoyed your fancy pants, high-level European StarCraft, but it's time to get down and dirty. We have sifted through the most toxic of slums, filthy wastelands of Americas to bring you what is sure to be one heck of an Easter egg hunt. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about looking for weird buildings hidden in places they don't belong. It's going to be a good group. This one particularly, Zombie Grub.
I can tell you're excited when
Yes.
your introduction is like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
when
putting
you're
effort
excited.
in today.
Yeah, you really are. You really are.
Yeah.
Oh my, wait. I'm the showgirl again. Go on, Nate. No,
Yeah.
that's the wrong way. Shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I
Ruined.
went a little overboard. But there's our graphic telling you about how it works. Players qualified.
There we go.
It's amazing. So players playing, we got groups, there's a bracket, there's money involved, and WCS points. So this is the second group that we're getting into. Here's the money at stake, $1,600 for first place. And yeah, oh, chat. I know chat was excited for this as well. We got lots of fun. We got the lobby already up. I am so beyond excited. And I think we're also going to go over the schedule of the shows. Like we were saying, we're here this weekend here for 420, 421. But don't worry, we'll be back for the 27th, the 28th, and then Cinco de Mayo.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
And that's right. We're going to bring out everything. We're going to have just a straight fiesta live on our WCS show. I did not tell the guy in charge, but don't worry, they can't stop me once the camera's rolling. With that being said, we're going to take a quick look-a-reno at this group, and it has not just, of course, some American players, but we've got Ruff. And everybody, you know, Americas, we always get weird games, but Ruff really brings a special brand of genuine insanity to these games. And I mean that in the most sincere way possible. I love the guy.
Oh, yeah.
I love watching him play. And I think those of you who are watching will too.
Yeah, he's been this way, the way that we know Ruff to play, for basically the entirety of StarCraft. And yet it is here today. He made it through the qualifiers to face Astrea. And then later on, we're going to have Epic versus Pili, which should be a little bit more of a normal TV.
A little bit, yeah.
But
I love doing weird stuff, and I love creative builds in StarCraft. My least favorite player to go up against on a ladder is Ruff, because no matter what you do, no matter what you think is going to happen, you cannot make any predictions. He is, what can we say, just a whole special brand of, I don't know. That's it. That's it. IDK, my BFF Jill. That is Ruff.
Yes, indeed.
So let's find out. The game is match is starting up. It's time for Astrea versus Ruff.
Yeah, that's what I expected. There it is. I thought he wasn't going to send an SCV out. Ha!
Okay.
Silly.
Well, at least the world is as we recognize. So this might not be as cool, because this is what you were talking about. So he's probably going to proxy Reaper. Anyway, I guess I'll introduce the players on the top left. Spawning as a Red Terran player, using the Special Forces skins, he is Ruff. Ruff.
Bork. In the bottom right, as the blue Protoss, he is Astrea. Max Angel. So, Ruff has been mass reapering Terrans. Now, he didn't necessarily proxy the barracks when he was, Protoss, when he was mass reapering. So this is actually something new.
Wait,
this
he does
different.
it like this?
No, he didn't do it like this either. I don't know what he's doing, but I think he's going to Marine Rush.
Oh,
Well, that didn't work out, did it? The thing is, okay, so let me tell you all, all right, so Ruff does not usually make it through the WCS qualifiers. He made his run with a lot of Protoss, and I think one Terror or something like that. And even after, like, he beat M Canning twice to qualify through this. Even after defeating a Protoss one time and showing his tricks, he was still able to defeat many others, even when they were probably talking to each other and being like, what the heck is going on? So Astrea finds out this part of Ruff's build, and that's great. That means he was studying. It means he was talking to people. That's fantastic. But Ruff's going to have that plan B or C that I still think is going to be kind of weird.
Yeah, you can never count out the insanity of Ruff builds. I mean, The follow-up could be anything. Like playing him in TvT, it's like it could be Hellions. He's done like Mass Hellbat, Mass Hellion Viking, and he's a guy that will Battlecruiser rush. He's a guy that will Ghost rush. He will do pretty much anything and everything. So there's really no way to know or predict. In fact, I would go so far as to say he probably doesn't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, yeah. He was, by the way, not only like Reapering Protoss, he also was meching versus Protoss. So maybe I was thinking like, okay, maybe he follows up with mech, but he is going to proxy his factory now, which is something that Astrea is seeing with this scout.
Yep.
So he knows something else out on the map. He sees what is a, I mean, it's kind of hard to read, I would say, right?
Oh, it's Cyclones for sure, right?
No, yeah, but I mean for Astrea, because that
yeah.
maybe looks like you miss macroed, maybe your gases were late. Like that factory timing could be the actual first factory, but it is kind of late for that, and he should be scouting around the map regardless.
Yep, he is. He just, I'm following his vision. He's got a probe that's going to go straight over there. He is going to find that factory.
Wait,
he's just building a starport?
So that factory back at home was actually just to fake out the probe, and then he canceled it.
Oh.
But it didn't work. And this isn't working either. So I wasn't wrong. Ruff has plan B and C. It's just not working.
How far down does the list of plans go? Oh, there you have it. Another starport. So
because he's going to cancel this one?
He wanted a double Reaper rush. He wanted a double factory, and now he's going double starport, but he's going to cancel it, right? I guess?
I think so. I don't think we're going to have any doubles today.
That's a tragedy.
Yeah, no.
Well, I don't know what's happening in this game. I don't know why.
No, he's actually going double starport though. Like he tried very, very hard to get that starport running, but the Stalker's gonna ruin his plan because the Widow Mine was just popped and Stalker doesn't worry about it anymore.
Yeah,
oh, the second one. Okay.
Very close. Oh,
whoa.
Nice. Good reaction time there.
Yeah, I really thought that was gonna pop off.
Yep.
Okay.
He built the tech lab with the factory, so should be able to move over, and I guess it's going to be
oh, no! He's too smart for his own good! That is one heck of a supply block.
No!
He's got the smarts.
Supply blocks take 30 seconds to build!
But as far as the mechanics go, a little lacking.
What is it that they say you're supposed to do for 30 seconds? Like sing happy birthday to yourself while you're brushing your teeth or something? No, it's like 2 minutes.
That's longer than 3 seconds.
That's what it feels like to build supply depots when you start one after you're blocked.
He's not going to get anything out of here. He wouldn't have, even if he wasn't supply blocks, to be clear. By the way, behind all of this, Astrea has been macroing almost as normal. Like a shield battery, safe, robo, safe option, but it's all, like he is not messing up, because that's probably where Ruff gets a lot of his wins, right? Because Protoss is like, what? I don't understand. Oh, I forgot to make probes. No, Astrea is kind of doing a normal thing, so I would say there is no way that Ruff wins this. But how much do I really know?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing, Zombie Grub. I got nothing. This is one of the few times in my StarCraft career where I get to say, as a caster, I have no idea what the heck is going on, and that's totally fine. That is what you expect when you play Ruff. You have to be like water, right? Water fills the container that it goes through, right? It moves through things, something like that.
Flows like
you
water.
have to be fluid. Yeah. I'm just trying.
What is this fusion core for?
So he's gonna go into battle cruisers now.
What is it? He's gonna have one battle cruiser. I mean, to his credit, Astrea doesn't have really a lot of anti-air. Oh no, he was making stalkers. Okay,
yeah,
he probably this.
He's super dead.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to. All he has are a bunch of naked Marines. Like, in any normal game, when you see this number of Marines, you think to yourself, oh, okay, well, I gotta be a little careful. If he stims and chases me, there's no stim. Those are just a bunch of chilly Billie Jeans just kind of chilling over there, doing pretty much nothing. And yeah, goodbye expansion. The Liberator on the other side of the map is annoying. And is gonna get some worker kills. I think there is one tank of sieging in the main.
It's over here.
God, this is
nothing you can do.
Life.
I'm really surprised.
Wait, did he not build a tank? I thought he had a tank
it's proxied. It's just the
right, yeah,
one.
duh. He has nothing on his base. He's building a second. Wait. So he was.
You can't afford that.
You can't do that on one base.
I've battlecruiser rushed like once in my life, and that's the first thing I figured out.
A million times in my life, and you can't do that. I don't even. I'm 12 years old, and what is this?
The observer did see it, and when you see double starport with Tech Labs, you're going to assume battlecruiser.
He saw the fusion core building.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So he should just know.
And that's when you swap to Liberators with range. Don't you get it?
Yeah, that's 3,000 to play. He could use both starports to build Liberators.
Yes, he could. So it's going to be...
He's going into Cloak.
You know,
battlecruiser into Cloak Banshee.
Is he going to get speed in those Banshees as well?
No, you can't afford Hyper Fright rotors on 2 bases.
Don't tell me what I can't afford. Long distance mine with the gas guys with the natural.
I see. This is like a...
Yeah, he's going to push.
Yeah, so
Wait,
big
best
SCV pull.
option.
That's a ton of Marines with that BC. And guess what? That one Colossus is going to fry them all up like we're across the street at that food place that's closed on Sundays anyway. I don't know. It's a terrible reference.
That was going
Stargate
nowhere.
is about to finish.
But just like this game, it's going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. That's again, Astrea was mostly macroing as normal behind this. He got a 3rd base up with 60 workers.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have enough army to defend against this.
He's got a couple tanks. He's building an engineering bay wall.
Bunkers. No.
Well, ouch. Okay, well, the siege tank, or Jimmy, the battlecruiser did proc the barrier on the Immortal. There's a couple force fields.
Cool.
I mean, he's got some cool skins on the units. This is the Special Forces skin battlecruiser, which is something I can kind of talk about with some area of knowledge.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
this game, I certainly don't have anything to say about.
Why not bunkers though? Seriously.
Well, engineering base building half the time. Oh my God,
that's
Banshees
true.
Are coming in from behind. Fuck you.
They're pretty fast. Okay, is he an observer? No. The one thing he forgot to make was observer, but he has cannons and all his mineral lines, so like eventually he'll get detection. Still not going with bunkers. Like the engineer bays are awesome for the Sim City, but his Marines could be somewhat protected against the Colossus with bunkers.
Wait, Ray. Oh, did he have the teleport? I don't know.
He did. He just didn't.
Okay, well,
that's it. That's
not
fine.
bad, but still super bad. Actually, I'm not gonna say not bad.
That was pretty bad. GG.
GG. Astrea takes game number 1.
I can see why he wasn't worried. Yeah, the bait, like, okay, I really...
Let's be real. He tried to build 2 barracks inside his opponent's base. Then he built a fake factory in his main, got his starport blocked, built his 2nd, 3rd starport in his main base while proxying siege tanks. None of it made any sense. He tried to build an engineering bay wall against the player who didn't have zealots.
Okay. All right, like I want, like Ruff tried to really throw a curveball in there because I think he has not been proxying buildings so to mess up his protos. I'm saying that without saying every single TVP he's ever played. I'm sure he does proxy a lot, but the circulating rumor from the Protoss could have been like, oh, he's going mech, right? He's going back off 2 base or 3 base, not proxying. But I hope after this game he never proxies again. I think you can do surprising things in your own base with a natural that could still work out favorably as far as surprises go. But proxy,
I mean, if you
that just causes it's just going to scout.
You also don't have to build them inside of their main base either, which we never see.
I would love if he is going to proxy to do like that 1-1-1 proxy that like Fantasy was doing with the battlecruiser. If he wants to play battlecruisers and tanks, do that one.
There are many ways to do it.
But
to send your workers directly into the enemy main to do it. There is no easier place for a Protoss to scout than their own base.
Why would they scout their own base though, Nate? Okay, I'm just saying.
Because who would be insane enough to build their barracks inside of the main? You're right. Maybe that's why it works. But Astrea's like, it's rough, so I should be prepared for everything.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you just send 2 probes, because I think we're going to have to be real here and say that Astrea believes he wins a macro game. If you send 2 probes and scout everywhere, like, you're going to find a proxy is the thing, right?
Yeah.
And once you find a proxy, it's kind of already, like, ruined, especially when you find it that fast. But build your stuff in your own base. You know, maybe try and be really cool about denying observers.
Maybe just fake proxy, you know what I'm saying?
Or that. There you go. Yeah, but you gotta assume, especially after that last game, that Astrea will be probe scouting, like, everywhere.
Yes.
So don't proxy.
Cyber Forest for the next game. as Astrea leads the series 1-0. And I got nothing. I got no predictions. I don't know what's going to happen in this next game, okay? You guys are, you know, we all got onto a roller coaster, and right as it started to move, they're like, by the way, the little guardrail things aren't working. Hold on for dear life. That's this game. That is this game. It's been a pleasure memeing with all of you today. In the bottom right,
okay.
as the Red Terran player, he is Ruff.
That's where I like to see CVS at home. In the top left, going for that front wall off, it is the blue Protoss Astrea.
Not to be confused with Astrea, a different part of the Americas region.
What accent would ever say that though?
Astrea. Astrea. All you gotta do is really stress each vowel at the end of his name. Astrea.
But what accent is like?
Some
Okay.
deep guttural outback. Astrea.
Yes. It's, yeah.
I don't know. That seemed more interesting than the last map that we just played, so I'm just rolling
What?
with it.
The last map was the most interesting. Okay, it was full of twists and turns, exactly like a roller coaster where the guardrail has been attached.
Oh my god, is he gonna double gas steal Ruff?
Oh no!
Oh!
Rude.
Astrea
Rude.
has entered the dark world of Ruff's mind.
So rude.
He's forcing him to one-rax expand with no gas.
I mean, it's revenge for the amusement block. It's amazing. It's so good too. It's so good. I mean, Ruff has already taken a bit of a later one.
It's the part where like Ruff like kind of tilts his face down a little bit, does like the anime glasses, push him up the nose bridge a bit. He's like, haha, well they nerfed assimilator health. This strategy can't work. Pulls his SCVs to kill the gases, goes double starport on one base.
They did nerf the assimilator.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted you to do.
Calculated.
Oh my god.
Oh
God.
No, he's just gonna take him on this one
Well, of
immediately.
course.
I love it.
Of course, this is the best thing to do. Okay, so Astrea is going to go ahead and run out of depth here. Don't have to worry about a Reaper, you know that much.
Rough games are always a treat.
Yes, they are. To be clear, Ruff was already delaying his gases, as he didn't go for like a gas first or even a gas second. But
we're memeing here a bit. Yeah.
but he was supposed to take 2 gases at the same time, like
Yeah, that's
not as natural.
that is how you do it.
So he's going to be working on purely for Marines, and he knows that's a bit dangerous, so the bunker is down. It doesn't stop in a shade, though. Just runs on by. But 4 Marines will take on depth.
Yeah. It is crazy to think, though, that assimilators used to have 900 hit points.
Yeah, yeah. I remember searching through the change log that Wikipedia has for StarCraft, like literally every single patch ever, looking for when they changed it back.
Yeah, it was Reapers.
Yeah,
right?
And I couldn't find it. I was actually like, was it such a stealth? Like they're like, yeah, it never existed.
I don't know.
It's like Bossing Say doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, yeah, no war there either. But that's one of those things that's like everybody kind of remembers, but I don't actually. I guess maybe the records, perhaps the archives are incomplete.
Impossible. Okay.
There were a couple of those like weird ones that they did. This was one of the big ones. I remember when they buffed the health of every single Zerg tech structure as well for the same reason, because the Mass Reapers would just kill everything.
God forbid they changed the grenade. It took them 4 years.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah. That's why everybody was like, it's funny because someone brought this up in regards to yesterday's base trade at the end.
Oh, yeah?
And it's like, well, you know what? What if all those assimilators had double health and that actually impacted TLO's ability to clean those up and go kill the other base, right?
It's a good point, man.
Does no one remember the legendary Jaedong versus Stardust base trades of DreamHack Summer 2013 that were obviously heavily impacted by the health of the assimilators?
Another reason I don't really.
No.
Another painful Jaedong loss.
Base trades are always.
Yeah, they always. I mean, they say don't base trade a Terran, but Protoss has had extra health in assimilators, so like.
Yeah, that is literally game breaking.
Yeah. So the game goes on. We do have mech coming out here for Ruff. So
yeah, Cyclones.
Yeah. No, I mean, he went into, like, Mass Thor mech at one point, which I didn't expect.
Why the bunker there? I guess he's worried about a blink into the main?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So, and, you know, maybe this is just me being weird. I always liked putting, if you're worried about blink and you want to do a main base bunker, because I actually do this too, but, like, putting it just in range of where the stalkers could blink to, I feel like it's a good deterrent. Letting them blink in and then having their cooldown and just fighting your bunker also feels weird because they can kind of go around it. But it's whatever. We don't need to go nitpicky. This game is going to be weird regardless. Magfield Accelerator is on the way. We got 2 siege tanks coming in. War Prism, Blink's about to finish up. Robotics base coming in. And a 3rd base for the Protoss. I think if you're Astrea, you just chill. And yeah.
I love what Astrea is doing. I mean, he doesn't have to use Blink to be aggressive. I think he's doing Blink, I hope, disrupt there, but I guess I'll wait like literally 5 seconds. If it was Mass Cyclone, that can be really bothersome. It is Disruptor, and I love that. I think that's a great idea.
Disruptors dunk on Cyclones.
Yep. And Blink Stalkers, and you get to that really high number. It's about it controlling the game, finding those opportunities. Now, Ruff starts with Cyclones, but very quickly changes a couple of defensive tanks. Does he go back into Cyclones? I mean, he's about to get an upgrade.
I think you want to get maybe up to 6 tanks when you're playing like a Cyclone type mech to anchor down against Stalkers specifically, so you have a retreat point. I also do really like that all the Marines that he's built, he's going to throw them into bunkers and just leave them at home. Terran does not have like a reliable anti-ground static defense that you can just spam everywhere. So using the early game Marines to kind of be these body blockers in case a bunch of Zealots come charging in is also going to mess with their AI. Yeah. I like that a lot. Another thing I would like to see, I guess depends on the comp that he wants to play with, but get a quick armory and a really fast drilling claws upgrade is really, really good with his style, so that the Cyclones always have a retreat point. But the first jump is going to come in. Big shot! Gets 4 SCVs, not bad.
Well, there's literally nothing he can, well, I say literally, but he could get a lock on, but there's no starport. So as long as it's dead space, he will get away with the War Prism. So that's what he's hoping for. I mean, it's interesting to see no starport.
Stalkers are on the hunt.
I feel like eventually we would. Because Ruff is playing into tanks entirely.
Oh, okay, well, he's not. Does he? Yep.
No.
Beep up.
No, he's gonna. I mean, the Cyclones are gonna try and get back for this. So.
Oh no! Well, you know he's gonna pull the Cyclones over.
Exactly.
There, and then the Stalkers are gonna blink. No.
Perfect.
Is he gonna get 1? Nice.
Yeah, at least he got something there.
Magfield Accelerated Cyclones do disgusting amounts of damage, but they only have 120 hit points, which puts them at, I think, as far as mech units go, it's just above a mine and a heli and lower health and everything else. So they're glass cannons. If you can use if you can control them properly, you can do a lot. But otherwise, it's quite tricky if you're forced to fight head to head. That's why I talk about having units like the Widow Mines, especially, are really great coverage for them, since they are both so fast.
Widow Mine would be very helpful here to help with the War Prism part.
He's going to transition into...
When did he get to starport?
Battle cruisers, though, later? I'm trying to think to myself. He's going for +1 attack for both mech units. He's not getting armor upgrades, which... I don't know how I feel about that. I think with how low the health is on the Cyclones, it is actually really nice to get the armor for everything. Wow, 2 meals.
He's not going Cyclones is the thing.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I guess the Cyclones are more just like an early game defensive tool.
Yeah, which I feel like getting the Magfield Accelerator was...
Feels a bit silly now.
Yeah, maybe he swapped because he saw it was Disruptor, or he was already moving on the tanks.
I'll say that I don't mind Magfield, because if he needs to build Cyclones later, in the case of like dealing with air, it will be very nice that he already has that upgrade, because it does take about 5 years to research.
So we are talking about and this is really like almost an oxymoron, but like standard mech versus Protoss.
Yeah.
Where, you know, what is just the mech you'd expect versus Zerg. Obviously a bit different with the ship weapons, the late starport and all that. But the Cyclone stuff we were seeing in like the GSL, for instance, like it was super cool, was very hyperactive.
Just threw way too disruptive.
He did indeed. That was pretty bad. That was not great. But yeah, that was super cool. That was obviously a way to maybe play, but it's really hard to say any of these Terrans you're going to see for even the next week. We'll have a lot of time to practice that. And for Ruff to go into good old-fashioned tanks, okay, great. Like that's probably what he's comfortable with. But if Astrea, and he has run into that by this point, he's got all this scouting, all this pressure. I feel like most Protoss know how to handle this and do it pretty, I want to say even easily.
If you play patiently enough, there's a lot you can do with ground mech versus toss. And really the biggest, if I was going to be like super hardcore analytical on this, the biggest thing that made mech in the last couple, like last year or two, not so great versus Protoss, like the worst thing, is really just the flimsiness in terms of transitioning against air, which is not as bad as it used to be. If you have a good amount of tanks and you have Hellbats and you have any support in the air like Liberators or Vikings, you can kind of go toe-to-toe with those big ground forces. But since carriers aren't what they used to be, as long as you can kind of have that transition ready to go into Thors, which he's already doing, you can build a very well-rounded out army. You just can't engage unsieged or you die instantly.
Yeah, there's always that. So this is interesting. Ruff barely has any Hellions at all, and this like barely any Hellbats. Astrea literally just like delayed gases and went mass charge a lot, and goes for the Dark Shrine Blink, which are all great against tanks.
Yep.
So he was looking at this and being quite critical of the Hellbat count.
This is actually potentially really bad. So this observer can see that he has unsieged his tanks, and he's taken every base, by the way.
Yeah.
He's literally taking every single. Astrea is he is memeing right now. He's actually literally taking every single base.
Yes, he is. Like
in control. I know you're judging me. He did take. I'm using the word correctly. Okay, sorry. That was for him. He can hear me in the green room.
Until he took literally every single base, he wasn't really memeing. But as soon as he added on 5 Nexus at a time, I'd say that's a meme.
I mean, you see this. I mean, you be Carolina smash your computer monitor.
Oh gosh. So the Ghost Edition is always cool to see.
Yes, I like that a lot.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to blanket as many Zealots and the DTs, right? When they're going to jump on top of your tanks with good EMPs.
On this mini map.
Yeah. Astrea has no plans going to that Stargates, by the way. I think that's okay.
NA low. Oh, God.
But he also doesn't want to throw away the game. Like, when he has
If he saturated all of these bases, he could only have, like, 5 Zealots in his army, if you think about it.
Well, let's hope he doesn't do that. Once Astrea has 8,000 or something insane like that.
I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Good shots. Really nice.
This game is just... we've reached the madness point.
Then I think he attacks into Ruff. But until that point, he is not going to potentially throw away this game. Oh, wait, the third's open now. The third's totally open. Go for it.
I just want to see the look
on
his face when he realizes that he's literally just got every single base. He's like, oh my God, you have to be kidding me. And he's still losing units to these disruptors. The observer sieged up.
There we go.
Now Thor's going to get surrounded.
All right, well, that makes sense. He saw the army. There was really nothing over here, but Ruff just had no idea there was such a large army. To the left, the War Prism
so many DTs!
Easily gets in. Was there any side defense?
Disgusting.
Yes? How did they so easily get in?
Disgusting.
They came from the north, I guess. DTs still do an insane amount of damage. They do have +2 attack. And of course, there's no detection, so...
Dark Templar on the map. 18 Dark Templar.
Baby Dragon would be very proud. Astrea is going to lose this middle top left base.
I'm going to be sick.
He's going to lose a lot of production. Where is the rest of his army? Like, he definitely has an army. Okay, the Ruff just gives up. We don't even get to see the dramatic final battle. Astrea takes the 2-0. Does not fall to Ruff shenanigans. But I think Nathanius fell, actually. I think he's dying right now.
Okay. It's just, you know, you see funny games all the time. I watch a lot of StarCraft on Twitch, and you see games that happen like that. I mean, I'm not going to say no one's ever done that to me, because I play mech all the time, and I play really slow. But watching it here, there's just something magical about it.
Isn't there, though? He had 18 warpins.
Maybe it's just the realization that I'm getting paid to talk about this game of StarCraft. It's a beautiful image. Just hold that forever.
It's going to be Ravi's background.
Yeah, I got no hate against Ruff, by the way, but that scenario is hilarious regardless. And kudos to Astrea, taking his first win in this group. And he will go up to the winner's match. Ruff is not out yet, of course. Astrea, I think, is the strongest player in this group, so I'm not surprised to see him win regardless of his opponent.
Certainly advanced the farthest in winter just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'd say so.
Our next matchup is going to be another Terran versus Protoss, though. It will be different than the one you just saw. No one quite plays like Ruff. Honestly, no one really plays like Astrea, to be honest, either. So,
A little odd, yeah.
it's going to be Epic versus Pele coming up at you for WCS America. We'll be right back.